Hi everyone and welcome back. So today we're going to look at Unit 2.12, more two-step equations, and this can be found on page 347 in the textbook. Go ahead and put today's date for me up at the top. And let's go ahead and write the objectives for today. So today we're going to solve equations in the form and it's P times the quantity x plus Q equals R. So we're going to have something outside of parentheses. And then the second part is going to be solve verbal problems. Okay, so this is called more two-step equations. So obviously it's going to take 2 steps to solve it. All right. I will tell you that you will see these in another way, and you can't solve them necessarily in 2 steps. And we used to teach it that way. However, they do want us to show you this way now, so you may see this kind of worked out differently from time to time. So I'll try to walk you through. All right, but it's obviously going to take 2 steps because that's what we're supposed to do. All right. So for this one, when you have parentheses, you're actually going to multiply and divide first, and then do adding and subtracting. So this is the backwards of what we did last time. So let's make a little note here. So when you have parentheses, times or divide first, then add or subtract. Okay, we'll do it shorthand there. So when you have parentheses, times or divide first, and then add or subtract. All right, let's take a look here. So we're going to solve 4 times the quantity x plus 3 equals 28. All right, so the first step is to either multiply or divide. So look at the parentheses. Sorry, I just had a banana. So we have, it's 4 times, right? 4 times x plus 3. So what we're going to do is then we're going to divide each side by 4. So let's do that. So we're going to divide each side by 4. Okay, that's going to give me x plus 3 equals, and then 28 divided by 4 gives us 7. All right, now this brings us back to the easy math. So we have x plus 3, so we just have to subtract 3. Gives us x, and then we have 7 minus 3, which is 4. Okay? And if you plug it back in, it doesn't say to, so we'll kind of skip that for today, but if you do plug it back in, we have 4 plus 3, which is 7. 7 times 4 is 28, so it's pretty easy to check right there. All right? Okay, let's look at letter B. So we have 3/5 times the quantity m minus 6 equals negative 9. So for this one, we're going to divide by 3/5. All right. Now remember, when you divide by 3/5, okay, actually what you're doing is multiplying by the reciprocal. Actually, let me show it the other way because I'm afraid you're going to write that and then you're going to try dividing and it's going to get all weird. Okay, let's do it this way. So let me just write out here to the side. So we're going to times by 5/3. Okay, remember when you divide fractions, you multiply by the reciprocal. So then we're going to times by 5/3 over here. Okay, so what's going to happen is I get m minus 6 over here equals negative 9 times 5 would be 45. 45 divided by 3 will give us negative 15. Okay, let me say that again if I need to. Negative 9 times 5 gives us negative 45. Negative 45 divided by 3 gives us negative 15. Okay, or you can do some cross canceling there if you want. Okay, we're going to add 6. Then I have m equals, we're adding 6, so that's actually going towards the positives, so that's going to be 9. It's going to be negative. All right, let's go ahead and try the guided questions by ourselves. All right, let's take a look. So we're going to divide by -2. That's going to give me -11 equals y minus 3. We'll add 3 on both sides. And that should give us -8. All right, let's take a look at 1b. We need to divide by 3.2. So I have 4.8 divided by 3.2. Move that over. That goes in one time. 16 left over. Bring in a 0. And that one, let's see what I do wrong. Oh, it's not, wait, yeah, it's 16. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Then we have, no, I still didn't do that right. What's wrong here? 4.8 divided by 3.2. Yes, this is right. I don't know what, I don't know. Okay. So then we have to go into 160, so that would be at least 5 times. Yeah, 5 times. So it should be 1.5. So that would be 160 on the dot. Yep. 0. Okay. So I get x plus 3.7 equals 1.5. Okay, then I got to minus off 3.7. And x, that cancels. Then no g's. Okay, let's switch this around here. So it's 3.7 minus 1.5. It's 2.2, and it's going to be negative. So negative 2.2. All right. Slide down just a little bit more. Actually, circle that real quick. All right, let's take a look at example 2. It says, DeAndre is ordering tickets to a concert. He buys 3 tickets that all have the same price. There is a service charge of $4.75 per ticket. The total cost of his order is $111.75. What is the price of each ticket? All right, so let's figure this out. So we have 3 tickets, and they are all the same price. So T represents the ticket price, and then they all have a service charge of $4.75. And then all together it's going to cost $111.75. Okay? All right, we're going to divide it by 3. That's going to give me T plus 4.75 equals, and then that's going to give us, let's see here, we got to divide that out. So we got to do 111.75 divided by 3. It goes in 3 times for 9. 2 left over. 27 goes in 9 times. 27 exactly. 0, 5 doesn't go in at all. And let's see. Oh, it's 111. Shoot. Well, I'm like not on it today. Okay. Let's back up. Sorry. Guess it'd help if I start with the right numbers. So let's say I'm like, something's definitely not right here. Okay, sorry. 111.75 divided by 3. There we go. Okay. That still goes in 3 times for 9. 2 left over, 21. So that's still 7. So that's 21. 0 left over. 7 times, so bring the decimal up. 7 times will be 2 times then. That makes 6. 1 left over, which should be 5. Every time I make a fast 5, it always makes that weird thing. 5. Come on, pen. There we go. Okay. 15, and that would be 5 times. That would be 0 then. All right, so 37.25. Then we're going to subtract 4.75. It gives me t equals, we're subtracting, so that would be 0. We're going to need to borrow, so that'd be 6, 12, 5, excuse me, and 32.50. Okay, so each ticket is $32.50. Kind of out of room here. I guess I'll write small. Each ticket is $32.50. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and switch gears. All right, let's see. For the guided question, go ahead and try that one by yourself. And let's take a look. So we have Natasha buys 5 bottles of orange juice. She has coupons for 65 cents off the regular price of each bottle of juice. After using the coupons, the total cost of the orange juice is $6.20. What is the regular price of a bottle of orange juice? Okay, so we're buying 5 items. The bottle is unknown, okay, and we're saving 65 cents. So a bottle minus 65 cents, and then altogether she spends $6.20. Okay, so we're going to divide it by 5. Okay, so $1.24. Okay, so we get B minus 65 cents equals $1.24. Add 65 cents on. Left with B equals, that's $1.89. All right, $1.89. Okay, now we're going to switch gears a little bit. So as I told you, there's actually 2 different ways to work this out. Okay, so one way is how I just showed you. To be honest with you though, a lot of times as you're working things out, the numbers don't always work out. Okay, like it's great if you can divide, like earlier, how we could divide by certain numbers, okay, and the number came out nice and neat, okay? That works sometimes, but not all the time. So just take a look at this one. So if I take negative 15 and I divide it by 6, we know it's not going to be a whole number and it's going to be some decimal. All right. Well, the other method that you can do for this, and then when you do your homework, you can do it either way. I don't care which way. You'll just end up with decimals, but you'll still get the right answer eventually. Okay, is to use the distributive property. All right. So if I distribute, that's going to be 6 times y, which would be 6y. 6 times 4 would give us 24, okay, equals negative 15, all right? So now when I do that, okay, it's not going to be in 2 steps, but you're going to turn it into a 2-step. So yes, it's technically 3 steps, but you're turning it into a 2-step equation. All right, so you're actually going to subtract 24, and that'll give you 6y, equals same signs, add and keep, so negative 39. And when that divides by 6, see, you're still going to get a decimal, but you can at least, your math is a little bit easier on this one. Okay, so we'll have 39 over here, divided by 6, so that's going to go in 6 times for 36, 3 left over, So that's going to be 6.5. So we'll just stop there. So we'll do 6 and 3/6, which is 6.5. Okay, or you can do 6.5 as well. That's all the same. Okay, now if you did it the other way, then that's fine. It'll still work out. It's just you're not going to have the exact work that somebody else has who does it this way. All right, let's go ahead and try 3A, 3B. And let's take a look. So first I would do 5G. So we're going to do 5G. 5 times minus 3, so that's going to be minus 15, equals 11. We're going to add 15. It's going to be 5G equals 26 divided by 5. And that one we can actually do in our head, so that's going to go in 5 times with 1 left over, so 5 1/5, or 5.2. Okay, over here for 3B, we'll distribute, so it'll be 9 times negative 3, and 9 times x, so it'll be negative 27 plus 9x equals negative 2. Okay, now we haven't really seen one like this yet where it's out of order. It's okay to keep it out of order. If you want to switch it around and put 9x minus 27, you can certainly do that, but really you can save yourself time if you just kind of deal with the way it is. So we know that it's negative, so we actually need to add it. Okay, because even if we switched it around, you'd still be adding it no matter what. And that's going to give us 9x, and it's going to be negative 2 plus 27, so that's going to give us 25. Divide that by 9. Okay, 9 goes into 25 2 times, which is 18. And then that's 7 away, so 2 and 7/9, or that would be 2.7 repeating. Okay, and that is it. Go ahead and circle that. All right, so that's the end of this lesson. So again, you can try dividing first, and then doing your or multiplying, depending if it's a fraction, whatever it is, and then do your adding and subtracting. Or you can try just distributing everything. It really doesn't make a difference. You'll get the same answers. It's just some make it easier, some don't. Okay, so you basically need to look if the number out in front of the parenthesis can be divided easily by the number behind the equal sign, then go ahead and divide first. If it doesn't, then I would probably distribute. Okay, so that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Give me a like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.